take my strong hand, which is my right hand, put it out in front of me like an anchor. Alright, it's that time again, time for another midweek video, and I'm thinking we do some rope work, so let's get to it. In one of our previous videos we talked about how it's one thing to learn knots, and another thing to actually apply those knots. I can tie a bowline at the end of a line. Sweet. Now what? Can I take that bowline and actually apply it to a real life situation or a real world situation? That's the key part there, the real life or real world. Go on YouTube and you watch somebody have a piece of rope horizontally and they're tying 20 different knots on there. Perfect. Once again, you've tied them, but there's no real life application. Okay. So what I want to do here is take some of the basic knots that we've learned on my channel and actually show you a common sense, practical way of using them out in the woods in an everyday occurrence. And we're going to dispense with building structures, towers, and fake bridges. We're not going to talk about rescuing somebody or yourself, even though we're going to show certain knots that can be applied to that. But I want to go ahead and talk about an everyday occurrence. Say you're on a land nav course, or you're climbing up a steep ravine, steep meaning 45 degrees or less. It's been raining, everything's muddy, everything's wet, or it currently is raining. You take a step and you keep slipping, you're falling, you slip again, and it's going to take forever to get back up. What if you drop your axe or compass or a knife and it's back down there? Now you got to go back down and get it. And it's going to be monotonous, you could slip and fall. But what if we could tie simple knots like a bowline around a tree, descend, get your gear, pack it away, and then whip something to that line to ascend. So on that note, let's get started. So what we're going to do right here is take a piece of rope and we're going to tie a bowline around this tree and create an anchor point so we can descend to get our backpack. Now, keeping this as simple as possible, we have a short end and a long end. Taking my long end, I'm going to twist it towards the tree, lay it down, and pull a piece through. Right here where you see this squiggly piece of rope, our short end we're going to pass through, over the top and pinch, and then pull our long end. So we use that tree as an anchor point by tying a bowline around the tree. We're going to take our rope, put it around our body, in our buttocks region. I'm going to take my strong hand, which is my right hand, put it out in front of me like an anchor. I'm just going to simply lean back. I'm not going to go anywhere. I'm going to descend like this, give myself some slack, but keeping the rope tight. I can see where I'm going. This way I have a good foothold. It's going to keep me secure. And if I start to slip, I can stop, regain my footing, and then continue on down. Versus walking straight down on muddy, slick terrain, slipping, falling, and rolling down that hill. And as long as your arm's out in front of you, let's say you do slip, you can simply grab the rope and you can lean back like this all day. Regain your footing, give yourself some slack, get to where you need to be, There's the backpack. Make sure I'm on stable footing. Retrieve the pack. And now we can ascend. And to do that, we're going to utilize another knot called a prusik knot. And we're going to tie it to our existing anchor line and walk out of here. So taking this piece of cordage, we're going to make a prusik loop. To do that, the first step is to actually make a loop. Whenever you join two pieces of cordage or rope of the same diameter, you want to use a fisherman's knot. So we're going to simply do 2 overhand knots and create a loop. What you want to do here is keep the fisherman's knot on the side. We're then going to wrap this inside of itself 3 times and create a prusik. So from here, we're going to just tuck it under and through here. There's one. Back under and through. There's 2. Under and through again. And then simply dress this thing up. Make sure none of these loops are crisscrossed. And you're in business. Now the beauty of a prusik is you can slide it either direction. But once you apply tension in one direction, it will not slip. So holding the rope with my left hand, I'm going to simply slide my prusik and then grab my handle. Now I can move forward, slide it again, grab the handle, and take a step. Now just with that prusik loop attached to the rope, we can walk out of here. And as you saw, as I slide it, pull back on it, take a step, and just keep on doing that motion until I get to the top. Once I'm up there though, I need to start doing this and pulling that 50 or 100 foot of rope all the way back to the top. So one optional thing you can do is tie a bowline around yourself with the opposite end of this rope. So as you move up the rope, you're actually bringing the rope with you. And you're going to have less than half to do this. Long end, short end. I'm going to take the rope and twist it, lay it down, pull a piece through, take my short end, pass it through, pinch, pull my long end. All right, so I'll address this because someone's going to say it. Well, if I tie a bowline around my chest or my waist at the very bottom, and as I'm climbing and I slip, I'm going to fall all the way to the bottom. The rope won't catch me. Well, if you listen to what I said, the rope has no intention of catching you. What you're doing is dragging the rope from the bottom upward. So once you get to the top, you're going to go, and that's it, versus sitting there pulling 100 feet of rope. Think of it like this. If you didn't tie it around your chest and you were going and you slipped and fell, where are you still going to go? The bottom of the hill. So the end's going to be exactly the same. You're just bringing the rope with you and spending less time dragging it uphill. Okay, makes sense? That's why it's completely optional. And like we said, something, 45 degrees or less, and it works perfect. We're not rappelling off a cliff. We're not going off something like this. That's a whole different application and a whole different set of knots and harnesses and all kinds of cool stuff, which maybe down the road we'll get to that. So take it for what it's worth. Once again, I gave you a real life, real world application for these knots that you use versus some mythical, Boy Scout jamboree from 1968. Things reading like stereo instructions. Get to that in a minute. Okay, so I'm splicing this in real quick because today's Sunday and everybody expected an overnight video, and I know you're about to crucify me right now over that because it's been like 3 weeks, but there's nothing I can do about it. All this stuff showed up and we're currently working on our carbon steel skillets. So getting that process all dialed in right now. Got one more over here, it's not cleaned up yet. It's actually coming along nicely. Got a plasma cutter, air compressor. So we're going to be doing some test runs on this 16 gauge right here. So I'll be in my shop all day Sunday, Monday and Tuesday, with the intent of getting 25 to 50 of these produced and get them on my Etsy store. So once we get these done, I'll make that announcement. So if you don't follow me on Instagram or Facebook or Corporals Corner on Facebook, then you might want to start doing it because you're going to miss the drops. Speaking of drop, this Sunday, you're watching the video right now, go to my video description box, click on my Etsy link. We have 50 Corporals Corner cup and bottle sets that are dropping today. I got a few hundred in stock, so we're going to drop 50 right now. Once again, my Etsy page is in my video description box. Click on it and get her done. On that note, let's end this bad boy off. All the gear in my videos can be found in 2 places. One, my Amazon affiliate page, and 2, my Etsy store. Both links are found inside my description box. Now please do me that favor. Hit that like and subscribe button, then ring that notification bell. Once you ring that bell, please select all notifications. And as always, thank you for your comments, views, and support. Thanks for watching. Get out in the field, have some fun. I'm going to catch you next time.